All right. Well, it's been a little while since the last Blue Ridge Silverhound rant. It's time for another. So, if you're at all sensitive to curse words, the occasional curse words here and there, probably move right on by or close some ears. Do the good old earmuffs thing. Um, I'm just going to get straight to the point here. I don't think the U.S. Mint knows what in the hell they're doing. I really don't. Um, and they have made it abundantly clear with today's release. Um, Again, I'm gonna go out and say it. Probably the most meaningless, pointless release. I would say probably in the last 50 years. We could all make the argument that there are other types of releases. This one does not boggle me one bit, because the mint does mint things, right? And it's far from flattering, I can tell you that much. So this bad boy right here, the 2025 25th anniversary Sacagawea Golden Dollar dropped today. Funny. When they were conceptualizing and doing this and that and doing mock-ups of this coin back in 1999 before it was released in 2000, we all remember it, most of us do. They dubbed it the Golden Dollar, even though it was manganese and a couple other pointless alloys all put together in this composition that is not at all very impressive. Golden Dollar. And here we are 25 years later. They actually released the Gold Dollar. 1.5 ounce, 24 carats. All right. Doing a quick little checkup here on today's precious metals market, which, by the way, has been dropping a little bit. Well, silver under $37 an ounce. Gold, just a few bucks under $3,300. So if we did a little basic math, $1,650 is kind of like where that halfway point is for a half ounce of gold. Now, obviously, if you're trying to sell the damn things, you got to get your premiums in there. Okay, there you go. $2,175. If you got that kind of cake and you want to eat it too, then sure, go ahead and buy one of the most pointless releases today. The reason why it's pointless is really this. This dollar thing that we have going on with the Sacagawea, aka the Native American dollar, the presidential dollars, the innovation dollars. You can even make the case and argument that the Susan B. Anthony coins were kind of a failed experiment. This whole thing about kind of reimagining and pushing forward utilization of a $1 coin just doesn't work in this world that we're living in today. Now, sure, it doesn't cost $1 to make a dollar coin. It really doesn't. It costs a very small amount of money compared to what the face value is. So that's kind of like, I don't know, maybe this is the redemption story, like to make up for terrible, cent and nickel output at such abysmal, costs. And that's why the 1 cent denom is going the way of the dinosaur next year. $2,175. I don't care if the mintage is 50 or, in their particular case, let me move my big head here, 7,500. Which makes it even more pointless. Why release anything with a mintage of only 7,500 if you're trying to make up for lost time here? They know that the $1 coin experiment was a total flop and failure. And this is their way of kind of saying, here's our love letter. I'm sorry. We're only going to charge you $2,175. It's really cool. It's the 25th anniversary. And guess what? Look at these pictures, ladies and gentlemen, of this coin here. All right. Obverse. Cool. It's got a W mint mark. Who gives a fuck? The reverse. Hey, look at that. It looks kind of familiar, right? It's the I don't give a fuck coin of the millennium. That's what this is. Nobody cares about this coin. Yet they go out of their way to make this one-off, specialized 24 karat gold, 1/2 ounce Sacagawea anniversary coin. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking when they decided, yeah, this is a coin that's got a long storied history, my ass. Nobody cares about these things. You know, what they really wanted to do was for us to become less dependent about using paper money and to actually use these damn things. But, you know, in a world where everything is kind of driving towards digital money and currency and paying with your phones and not even touching your wallet anymore, this thing is completely useless. Not to mention that, you know, $25 of $1 bills weighs a hell of a lot less than $25 face value in these gold dollars. Am I wrong? I hope they don't sell out. I will say that, because what's going to happen is if they don't sell out, they're going to have this damn thing available on the Mint website for probably about 1.5 to 2 years. That's usually their story. This thing is it's going to be rotting, you know, just collecting maggots all throughout the semi-quincentennial year of 2026, and that sucks. To have to go into the Mint website and have to stare at this damn thing every waking moment while we're trying to really concentrate on some of the more important releases. And I hope to God that they get it right, because it's kind of a big deal. You know, the semi-quincentennial event of 250 years is one that, when you look at the landscape of people that are in the numismatics or the investable field of coins, it's a lot of older people. And then this is it. You know, there's, for a lot of us, you know, I'm almost 50 years old. You know, am I going to make it to the 300-year anniversary? Probably not. Don't mean to sound, you know, negative. I'll be 100, ripe old age of like 99 years old. You know, I hope I make it there. With the advancements of modern medicine and free forward thinking, my God, I can make it to 200 years old. We'll see. But this is, I mean, you know, I'm not going to speak for a lot of you. Maybe you guys like this, but, you know, the fact that it has not sold out, you know, tells a pretty big story here. All right, so this is kind of crazy, all right? This is a crazy story right here that we're witnessing personally. I mean, 2025 has been kind of like an afterthought year. It's like, oh, you know, the Mint employees are just kind of coasting along at, you know, 7 miles an hour till they get to their destination of 2026. And it's like, okay, you know, hey, there was something right that happened in 2026. You want to know what that is, ladies and gentlemen? Boom. There you go. This thing dropped a couple days ago. Yeah. The U.S. Mint, finally, the last country in a long list of world mints, the very last one to finally get some sort of contractual agreement with DC Comics. My goodness, it's about damn time. Guess what? They're a little bit too late there. Unfortunately, the Sacagawea release has really painted this really dark picture of how deep in debt they are with that contract, with that intellectual property that is DC Comics. Look how much this fucking thing is. I know, right? It's a lot of money, but it's Superman, right? It's not Sacagawea. It's not any of that stuff. Here's the thing that maybe you guys are not aware of. This is the same exact coin as the coin we just looked at about 1 minute ago, the Sacagawea gold piece, or whatever you want to call it. It's 24 karat gold. It's 1/2 ounce. at $2,175. What in the blue hell is this one doing at $2,670 for the same weight and measurement of a composition of gold? 24 karat. Nothing really all that spectacular other than what is struck on the coin. Superman, I mean, this thing looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty cool, but there is absolutely no way that I would be that person to buy one of everything. Okay, especially this. I didn't even buy any of the silver because at this point, guess what? The Australian Mint, the Royal Mint, all of these worldwide mints, we've been there, done that. They've done colorized silver, DC Comics and Marvel stuff. I'm sorry, guys. The U.S. Mint is late to the party, and they've shown that charging an extra $495 for this thing compared to the Sacagawea 25th anniversary coin, again, let me go ahead and move my mug here. Mintage of 10,000. If we used that figure alone, 10,000 units for the mintage, that is the finite limit. It's not a product limit. That is how much they're selling, and that is it. It looks like it's on pre-order. So it's on pre-order. I don't know. I don't think this one really. I think it released, but not. It released on pre-order. The Sacagawea is available for purchase. Sorry, I didn't mean to get that wrong. However, all 10,000 units sold at a staggering profit of $495 per coin is 50 grand short of $5 million just for the gold coin. The silver 1 ouncer, that is essentially the same thing as far as the image, Superman flying, he's like going through the farmlands. As if that really made a difference. It's actually at the bottom here. $135. No cap on mintage. It's mint to demand. Essentially is what it is. The 2.5 ouncer at 275 ounces. Keep in mind, 2.5 ounces. Silver is like right under $37 right now, so we'll use $37. So was that 74 plus? It's like $93 or something like that. $93 in silver into something that they're selling for $275, a mintage of 25,000 units. Do the math. Here, I'll do it with you guys. Because this is crazy. It's sick. And none of this makes any sense. Considering that, the numbers, the numbers are making them look really bad right now. So if we did, say, just $180 in profit for 25,000 pieces, I have a feeling they're going to sell out every single one of them. $4.5 million. So that's another $4.5 million in profit that they're making to help justify and pay for this contractual agreement to do these coins. And then Lord knows how much the 1 ounces are going to be. That's probably another $5 to $10 million because there's no cap on mintage. They could produce 250,000 damn things. And, it might, the amount of profit that they're going to make is going to be even more egregious with those numbers. So with that being said, again, just utilizing the numbers that we have on the Superman release across the 3 different types, my goodness, $15 million. I'm going to say on the low side, $15 million is going to be their net take on this particular release. And guess what? We got more coming up. I'm sure there's going to be a Batman, a Wonder Woman, and some other ones. And I'm probably willing to guess that this agreement with DC Comics, spans a number of years. 3 years sounds like a pretty good wholesome number to use. and the U.S. Mint probably paid into it, probably half of whatever the profit's going to be. It's going to be an incredibly big money grab situation, whether you want to admit it or not. If you're a big comic book fanboy, I'm not telling you to not buy these things, but just the stark difference in the amount of money that you're paying premium wise in relation to the melt value is just so wildly out in left field right now with these things. Unfortunately, it has to come to this. If they didn't release the Sacagawea $1 this morning, the 25th anniversary, we're not going to be able to see those stark numbers in contrast. And not to mention that the Sacagawea $1 has a pretty stiff amount of premium attached to it anyways, at $2,175 or whatever it is. And price of gold is, for a half ounce, is what, $16.75. So, it's $1,000 profit on good old Superman boy over here. The number I gave you of nearly $5 million simply represents the difference of $495 between the Sacagawea that released this morning to this release right here of Superman. I don't get it. Like, I understand that a lot of things are more expensive these days. This is a sock to the face, man. We're talking teeth flying, broken nose, black eye kind of scenario here. And if you really were an advocate for collectors and building the collector base, this is one hell of a way to do it. Just ram your fists up the good old proverbial bunghole of profit. Profit becomes more of an evil term when things like this occur, where it's so ridiculously, the premium is just so, that gap, man. It's like it's trying to pole vault across the deepest part of the Grand Canyon. When you look at these numbers, it's ridiculous, and I don't know anyone in their mind that would want to buy something like this, and feel okay with paying the $1,000 premium when a bunch of these other world mints have already done that. The secondary market has already taken a hit on all these coins that have released in the last 15 years since they were doing DC Comic intellectual property characters. I mean, it's crazy. All right, so before we close things off here, I'm giving you guys your fill of kind of bending the old ear. I'm sorry, I could get kind of whiny sometimes. eBay, the folks on eBay, God bless their souls. They're trying to squeeze the blood out of the proverbial turnip here by trying to make a few bucks. Selling the coin, first of all, when it's still available on the US Mint website, and trying to justify an additional $800 in profit to sell this thing, it ain't gonna happen. Sorry, Doc Wood Jr. I don't know where granted, he's got a best offer. I don't care. You got to jack it up really high and then do a best offer, and then he probably would be okay taking like $200 in profit at this point. It's just this release is a dog. It is the most meaningless, shittiest release of the last 50 years. Plus, because the Sacagawea $1 is a dog shit coin. Nobody likes it. Nobody really liked the Presidential Dollar series, except this kind of like small little handful of people that really felt it necessary and important to put together the entire set in that beautiful Intercept Shield album. There's no wrong way to collect. There is a wrong way to overpay, for such things like this. This is a true slap in the face, where, good, honest, working local coin shops that are selling silver and gold and coins that are working with such a tight razor thin margin to begin with, and then you have these fuckers, the U.S. Mint people, selling the product here at prices that are just so stupidly ridiculous. I feel sorry for the dealers that have to justify this shit, and then have to try and make ends meet by selling one of these uber expensive coins and trying to make about $100 in profit, because at the end of the day they got to put food on the table, and then they release this shit product like this, and we're talking a half ounce of gold here. Why are you selling it for 1 ounce money is beyond me. I'm talking about eBay sellers. Why are they selling it for $3,150? It's just, this is stupid fuckery right here. The gold Superman is no better. Okay, they're actually worse. People are gonna grade these. I think that's kind of like, and I hate to justify any sort of leverage here with this, grading these things is gonna be the ultimate goal. You want the first strike designation, first day of issue, blah blah blah, all the buzzwords when it comes to like brand new coins, and graded holders. Yeah. Again, God bless their heart. Proof 70s are gonna like grow on trees on these things because they're gonna be so common. I'm gonna imagine that the quality is gonna be rock solid. And I think part of that contractual fine print minutia is that you have to literally baby the dies as each one is being produced. There's a certain level of quality that DC Comics is expecting for this. And then there's the graders, because it's like, shoot, man, we want the fancy DC logo Superman specialized, whatchamacallits. This one right here is bid up to $3,500 for 19 bids for a decamp Proof 70 first day. I guess I'm okay with that. It's just the people that are selling the raw stuff at $3,200. Oh my goodness. Damn. The coin crack is like strong in this stuff. It's no wonder why there's a lot of people that are doubting what the US Mint can do. Is that it all starts with the price. And if the price is palatable to where you order the things, and then you get a good experience through the website and doing all that stuff, it's been okay for the most part. I mean, we haven't had like the super atomic banger release, like 2019 Enhanced Reverse Silver Eagle. You guys remember that? My goodness. To be a fly on the wall when people's hair were being pulled out in unison is just crazy. So I guess I would love to hear your thoughts. Again, my apologies. I gave you guys my advance warning. My apologies for being just so colorful with the language. But boy, does this really, really piss me off. Just the sheer market manipulation that all starts at the head of the monster in the U.S. Mint for something that's just not justified. I mean, you guys are late to the party with the DC Comics IP. And then now you're trying to make up for lost time by overcharging by a boatload. And I just hope that the collective out there sees through this charade and you don't lose your cool and then overspend for something. Because you can take this kind of money right here, guess what? Pay 2 months of mortgage with it. If you want to stay in the coin field, buy in a pre-33 good date St. Gaudens Double Eagle. Right? I mean, there are much more meaningful things to buy in this hobby rather than this dreck. But that's what I wanted to talk about in this one. Again, let me know what you think. Are some of you buying these? What is your ultimate goal with it? Are you collecting the series? Are you a flipper? You know, do you own a storefront? Are you on Whatnot selling these things? Are you on eBay selling these things? Tell me a little bit about your experience and what you hope to achieve out of either the Sacagawea. Nobody's ordering those things. It's pretty much given. The Superman is a little bit more of an interesting topic because there's some popularity here with the figures and the comic book characters and things like that. Should be interesting to hear kind of like a wide range of, you know, thoughts on this matter. That's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. We will be on live on Whatnot later tonight and tomorrow to kind of close out the summer showcase event. You guys take care. Come on by. Say hi. I'll have the link down below in the description box. And pinned also to the comment section if you want to also. I will see you guys later. Take care.